Hi guys, welcome to IT Andy from Amsterdam. We've made it to Rotterdam. Let's check it out. We are staying here at the Hotel Savoy in Rotterdam, and the views from the balcony of our room is actually very nice. It's a cute little balcony here which offers excellent views of central Rotterdam. The Rotterdam city center is modern and it's very different from Amsterdam. And in front of me is this unique structure. It's called as a Markthal, which is actually a creative market. And then it's on top of it, it's a condominium unit. That's the Spanish place for pinchos. And I must say that the food halls in Holland are attractive. They're good food as well as then they're very trendy. And this is the world's largest painting. It's Punjabi food, which is Indian. There's one more here. I like the vibe of the place. I'll try the food now. And there's a supermarket there. And nuts. Yeah, it seems like a complete package. But yeah, there's the art which is really catching the attention. It's beautiful. And in Holland, you're never away from a cheese store. Yeah, so there's one of them here. This bar has a blue wine, which is a hot wine, Christmas special. And I like the bar, it's very cool. I ordered the Chinese wok. It's decent, but more than anything else, the atmosphere here is fabulous. Rotterdam comes across like a wonderful city. The weather has been a little bad. It's been raining and that spoils a bit of fun. I'm near the Rotterdam Black station, near the market hall, and then they have a market here. I'm not sure whether this is a daily market or it happens on few days. But one thing is clear, that I've really taken fancy to the Dutch markets. They're quite wholesome. You get a lot of stuff, including good food and the cheese, of course. Behind me are the famous cube houses of Rotterdam. This was designed by a famous Dutch architect to basically bring a concept of village living in a urban setting. They are cool, cute, a bit baffling, and I would say creative. Actually, the cube houses are quite spacious from within, and you can actually visit them, sort of a museum, by paying a fee. Right next to the cube houses is Oude Haven, which is the old harbor. We're heading there. For centuries, Rotterdam was a very important port of Europe. It still is. In the World War II, it was destroyed and it was rebuilt in a modern avatar. I'm at a place which is called as the Old Harbor or Oude Haven. Let's have a look. The Oude Haven or the Old Harbor now is a spot for recreation, and you'll have some nice cafes and restaurants here. It's a pity that it's raining, so the vibrancy of the place is not as you would expect in a sunny day, but it's still a very charming spot. Yeah, it's a beautiful little old harbor. I'm here at the cafe inside the old harbor. It's got a vintage look. The place is very interesting. The bitterballen at this restaurant is very nice. We have now come to Wilhelmina, which is like a central stop for enjoying the attractions by the port side of Rotterdam. Let's have a look. Rotterdam is a important cruise destination, and this is the MSC cruise liner standing in front of us, and that's the wonderful view of the water, and that's the famous Erasmus Bridge. It's a landmark of Rotterdam. Next to the cruise is an important structure called as the Rotterdam. It's got a hotel, a lot of bars. That's a bit of Indonesian heritage here with the Indonesian names. There's a food hall here as well. Oh, the cruise liner is long, it's stretching till here. In front of me is the American Hotel. We are at the famous Wilhelmina Pier in the Kop Van Zuid area of Rotterdam. The view is beautiful. It's just the weather which has been non-cooperative. And that's the cruise liner. Yeah, it stretches till here, almost half a kilometer. Yeah, the view here is beautiful. And in the distance you can actually take a water taxi also. So Rotterdam, other than trams and metro, also has a water taxi. And that's the view of the sea. We're heading to the Phoenix Food Factory, which is a very famous and recommended spot in Rotterdam. The bridge, this walking bridge, has a lot of these love locks, and that's the skyline of the Kop Van Zuid district of Rotterdam, and that's the water taxi at the back. We are at the famous Phoenix Food Factory. I can imagine this place on a weekend when it's not raining. It must be really full and crowded. Rotterdam has, chosen to be a creative, trendy, and a modern place. It's very different from Amsterdam. This is a sauna here by the harbor side. And this looks portable to me. It's like a truck here. Yeah, very cool. Back in the day, the place where the American hotel stands used to be the place where the American line used to go from Holland to USA, the ship. This place is called as Delhi Plain, and the street ahead of me is called as Delhi Straat. It's got some nice cafes and pubs and bars. Other than the weather, Rotterdam has been fine. And there's some interesting F&B outlets there. We're back in the downtown, which is the Centrum district, and we're heading to a spot called as Witte the Widstraat. This is an area which has a lot of street art and a lot of cafes. So we reached Witte the Widstraat. I'm not 100% sure of the pronunciation. So Dutch people hearing this, please bear with me. But this is considered to be the cool neighborhood. Let's see what it has to offer. This area has a bit of street art. This is an English pub. We settled for a very cool British pub in the Wit area. Oh, it's very well done up. I've settled for this impressive British pub on the Christmas Eve. Cheers. I'm still in the Centrum district of Rotterdam. This is the shopping district where I am right now. Let's have a look. There are a couple of streets, Limban Street and Kop Van Zuid. I don't know the pronunciation. I will write it for you. It's a good place. Let's have a look. This is TK Maxx. This seems like a cousin of TJ Maxx from US, a discount store. We went there yesterday. They have some really good offers on display. It's been raining since morning, but it's not stopped the people for coming and shopping on the Christmas Eve. Rotterdam. This is the Limban, which is the premier shopping street here. And the Limban then has a very creative street which goes down. It's on the lower level. It's the Loop Boot. And I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. But then I'll write the name. And it's again a very interesting shopping destination. Limban is a long street and it's pretty nice. And this Limban shopping district is pedestrian friendly. It's a car-free zone. And at the end of the street, they have some really nice restaurants here. There's so many choices to pick from. It's a hard job to pick one of them, but we'll have to do that. And we've made a selection. This is Christmas Eve's Rotterdam. It's December 25 and Merry Christmas to all of you. I'm standing in front of the Growth of St. Lawrence Church in Rotterdam. There's this nice small grounds in front of the church and there are a lot of restaurants around it. And there is a statue of Erasmus here. It's a serene spot. We're heading to the museum park, which has a few museums and is a very creative outdoor space. This is the new park, new institute, and this is the famous museum. Rotterdam is known for its bold architecture. The structure is shiny and you can actually see the reflection of the city on the other side. It's beautiful. I want to correct myself. The structure behind me is not a museum, but this is a very creative place for art storage. Hoekstraat is another pedestrian-friendly shopping street in the central Rotterdam. I'm not sure whether this is a famous or rather the infamous statue of Santa Claus, which was controversial when it was first put because of what Santa Claus is holding in his hand.
Oliebollen, a must-have Dutch delicacy for Christmas. Merry Christmas.
It's an impressive liquor store. Overall, Rotterdam has a good blend of the modern architecture and the traditional Dutch architecture. In front of me is the famous Rotterdam Central Station. It's a modern structure and considered to be one of the nicest railway stations in Europe. The people who think that Rotterdam is purely a modern city are ill informed, for places like Delfshaven still exist that were not destroyed in the World War II, and they serve as a reminder to the old Rotterdam. Let's have a look. Delfshaven takes you back a few centuries with an old neighborhood by the canal. You can even see a windmill at a distance there. It's an interesting spot if you are a history lover and also aesthetic in its own way. This area really takes you back in time, and I think it's been preserved in a way that it keeps the rustic touch alive. It's charming. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe and stick on for more.